Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Sports Medicine Weekly here on this Saturday morning. I'm Steve Kashul, along with my usual co-host, Dr. Brian Cole. He is the head team physician for the Chicago Bulls, one of the co-team physicians for the Chicago White Sox, sports medicine specialist, orthopedic surgeon from Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. D. Cole, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Good,
it's great to be here this morning.
Yeah, absolutely. Finally getting into some summer. I love it.
Yeah, it's a great feeling.
Everything
gets happier.
Yes. Hey, we're going to start this show off, everybody, with kind of a topic of life after sports. And Dr. Cole, you do a lot of surgeries, you see a lot of patients, and you have to deal with athletes of all ages, right?
I would say that some of the most interesting relationships I've developed are in the locker room with guys who come from all ages. You know, look, some of them, let's face it, are kids, and some of them have barely attended college. I've often found it fascinating, for example, at the Combine, every once in a while, you get a guy, last year we had a guy 4 years at Stanford, right? That's a huge deal because they have something to do after it's done. But the unfortunate thing is that many of them are just really poorly prepared for what life is like after sports. And you hope they get a good agent. Many of the agents now are dealing with life skills and money management and asset protection and so forth. But, you know, truth be told, you got guys who are 19 to 21 years old. Most of them, no matter what kind of guidance they get, are really that well prepared for what life has to offer when it's all over. So it's an interesting area. I love talking to these young athletes about this, and it's a wonderful thing if they could find mechanisms to be better equipped with what their challenges are going to be when they're all done with sports, when their trade is over. What's going to be the next phase of their lives?
They have to be realistic about careers are short, especially in the NFL, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, you hear of some of these guys, NBA or Major League Baseball, they can have...
it might be 3 to 5 years.
It might be 15 to 20.
Yeah.
But, you know, those are more rare.
Right.
You know?
Right.
Than, the football, was it 3.5 years average stay in the NFL?
Yeah, and there's a dozen career-ending injuries that happen, you know, sometimes on a weekly basis. I mean, it's crazy. So it's a very tenuous thing for many of them.
All right, let's bring on our first guest to continue this topic. She is the owner and founder of Retired from Sports. It's Lorenda Phillips. She specializes in the transitions of the athletes, and of course, the medical concerns often loom large. They include health, money, purpose, identity, mentorship, leadership, life planning for what's next, happiness. Joins us from Los Angeles, California. Thanks so much for waking up early with us, Lorenda. Appreciate it. And let's start with the first question. Why were you interested in helping players? What got you started?
Yeah, thank you very much, both of you, for having me on the show. I appreciate it. What got me started is I read an article from Sports Illustrated about it's a controversial statistic, but it's 80% of NFL players declare bankruptcy within 2 years, or financial stress within 2 years of their retirement. And it's there's controversy over that statistic, but nonetheless, there's a lot of guys in all the sports that have financial stress after retirement, and some while they're playing, actually.
What background do you have? I'm just curious. What do you think sort of the best background to have for something like this to teach them these sort of life skills? There's lots of people who do life coaching and skills and so forth. But I'm just curious, what is it that you have that brings to the table that's even specific to athletes?
Right, that's really a great question. First of all, I've been coaching for 20 years, and I have a master's certification in coaching, so I know how to coach. It's like the highest level of certification you can get, and it's funny, and it's thousands of people. So I coached people in front of big rooms. I've coached one-on-one, so different kinds of coaching scenarios. I've coached people about their business. I've coached people about transitioning from corporate to their own business, from their own business to corporate. So it's really what I'm very good at is the transition that people have, and when I went into this field to do the research, I didn't find a lot of support for the guys. I find some now. But a lot of the support, I'm doing that in quotes, came from, okay, we're going to teach how to budget. Which is a very good skill to have. But teaching somebody a budget and then just sort of leaving them there does not really support them with an ongoing plan on how to create money or how to save money or how to budget money. And that's where the coaching comes in. So, and I know that the agents that have also taken on some of the topics or some of the concerns, but again, it doesn't give that cohesive support that the guys need. It doesn't take long, but they do need that additional support.
Our guest is Lorenda Phillips, owner and founder of Retired from Sports. Our topic is successful retirement after the game. I'm Steve Kashul, Dr. Brian Cole. It is Sports Medicine Weekly.
Lorenda, before we finish up, I'm just curious, what are sort of the top 3 things in brief that really you think you can make a difference with these folks? I mean, I have a good idea given what I've been exposed to, but I'd be just fascinated to know what you're seeing and what you're able to help them accomplish.
Yeah, and by the way, I've done a lot of research on this, so it's, I talked to a lot of guys, so I want to put that in there too.
No, I know you have a wealth of experience here.
Yeah, thank you. The thing is that, first of all, to really get them to visualize, pull together what is important to them, what they're good at, and what's important to them. And sometimes they don't know. And I use things like, imaginating kinds of exercises, looking for purposeful life, those kinds of exercises. Then when we do that, then I give them some assessments to see what they're strong at, weak, strong, and what are their behaviors. And then I try to match them to, okay, these are the 5 different things I think you'll enjoy. I think you'll be good at. What do you think? So there's a coaching relationship. And then we build a plan together, and then I help them execute that plan. So I know that's quick, but
no, that's it. That gives us a really good thumbnail of what you do. So, winding up, what's the best way for someone to reach out to you if they needed some of these services, which are really unique?
Yeah, thank you. My phone number is area code 310-413-8636, and my website is, which has got everything in it. It is retiredfromsports.com, and I have on the very top, I've got, what's your score? So it looks at your retirement readiness. And then I also give out a free 30-page book about the problem and some ideas I have on how to solve it.
What athlete, Dr. Cole, professional athlete, wouldn't be interested, right? Because it happens to all of them.
I think...
Besides the guys who have all the money locked up, right, and done it the right way.
Well, I think that's... sometimes that's an outlier. I think the challenge is they have to recognize that they're not really fully capable of dealing with these things. I mean, when you see there's often a lot of kind of enabling that goes on. Someone's doing their laundry, someone's picking up their clothes, someone's throwing out their food. If you need something to drink, you go get them a drink. There's a lot of things that they don't have, that they don't have to do for themselves. And I think that's actually something that's it's an embedded philosophy now in lots of sports. So, and the other issue is accountability. So when you don't have that at these formative years, the real issue is, do they recognize it at a critical time before it's too late? And this is an amazing service. I think this is a big white space, and congratulations for identifying and helping so many.
Yeah, thank you. And I really love working with them while they're playing, because they can leverage their sport to what's next. They can use the sport as opposed to the sport using them, right?
Absolutely. Great point.
And they are out very quickly. So, as you said, it's really 3.3 years for NFL, but the other ones follow right behind. It's needed.
Great stuff.
Thank you, guys. All right.
My pleasure, Lorenda. Again, the website, retiredfromsports.com. Lorenda Phillips out of Los Angeles. Appreciate it. And
thank you.
Thank you.